From the Israeli Knesset. I promised a big surprise soon. This is our surprise, and it is only the beginning. See who is with me. We are just entering to the Knesset of Israel. All hail Biafra, all hail Mazinam Dikano, all hail Israel.
All hail Biafra, all hail Mazinam Dikano.
From the Israeli Knesset, I promised a big surprise soon. This is our surprise, and it is only the beginning. See who is with me. We are just entering to the Knesset of Israel. All hail Biafra, all hail Mazinam Dikano, all hail Israel.
All hail Biafra, all hail Mazinam Dikano.
Speaker, I rise in strong support for my amendment to increase the withholding threshold for assistance to Nigeria from 50% to 100%, while keeping in place benchmarks that demand Nigeria take effective steps to address the violence and persecution that continue to devastate the country. Nigeria has faced a horrific wave of violence that its corrupt government has failed to address. For years, and especially in recent months, Christians and other religious minorities in Nigeria have been subjected to violence and terrorism at the hands of extremists operating with impunity. Christian women and girls continue to be abducted, assaulted, tortured, and killed. Their churches are burned, and entire communities are erased.
Big pressure in Aso Rock as Rachel Wosu has vowed to get Biafra recognition. She recently met with Ami Ohana, who is the head, or just like the Senate president in the Israeli government. His name is Ami Ohana. She met with him, and it's looking as if Ohana has signed Biafra recognition. It's just for the declaration of Biafra to become public. What's your take as regards this move by Rachel Wosu?
Well, I can see the big men here. They are already made it very clear. They're not afraid of anything. Big congratulations to Rachel and all the diplomatic team. That's what they call them. They call that squad. We just looked at, and what they say, we are in for a bigger surprise. All hail Biafra, all hail Israel, all hail Benjamin Netanyahu. And of course, a well-wished message directly to the Supreme Leader himself, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Congratulations. And I can tell you, you can see that the diplomatic team is formidable, forceful, and unbreakable. What a lot of people must also understand what this mission is talking about. Why the reason why Rachel actually announced to the global world that it is time for a big surprise. The speaker, of course, for me, for a lot of people to understand what Knesset actually means, Knesset is the biggest democratic institution, house just like Senate, where Babio is actually presiding. They call them head of the Knesset, speaker of the Knesset. Ohana. A lot of people are saying it looks like an Igbo name. Ohana, Igbo. Another Igbo person. Let me just put it that way. As the head of the Knesset. Knesset is a function of debate, a function of diplomacy, a product, of institutionalization of democracy, and of course the engine room of Israeli government administration. So you can see that clearly now he has accepted to, and have already given his consent to the Biafran agenda. You will not know what is happening. I am telling you, you will not know. This is a big news. And remember, we are still waiting for the D-Day. But for this movement alone, let me just explain what Rachel Wosu has just achieved. I've just told you now that Knesset is just like Nigerian House of Assembly, where everything is being seen. And before that time, remember that out of 120 MKAs, that's what they call them. They call them MKAs. 70 have already signed for Biafra recognition. So the 2/3 of that arrangement has already been voted for in support of Biafra recognition by the Israeli government. Let us move a little bit further. Subsequent to that, no other MKs has also signed their endorsement of Biafra papers, they called it the Biafran Charter. It's a document, that officially is being presented to institutions of nations, of countries, where they actually put their interest. Like I told you before, in 1945, United Nations was actually formed. I want to tell you the significance of this mission. Significance of this mission. Israel, as a nation, is a sovereign nation. Israel is a sovereign nation seeking to recognize a self-determinant country like Biafra. Let me tell you what the international law says about it. In 1945, the whole world came together after the conquest of Hitler, and the United Nations was formed. Out of 51, 52 or thereabout member states, made up of 193 countries as member states, 51 countries. Then those who have merited United Nations membership status as nations are 193. And what does the international law says? Apart from the EU, the international law states that in a situation where a sovereign nation recognizes a nation that is qualified, that has met the standard of an emerging nation, and a sovereign nation now goes ahead to recognize such a nation, that the international law, according to United Nations, according to EU laws, including AU, who are signatories to this, that nation automatically become a recognized sovereign nation. A lot of people do not know what the mission there. And when you are able to get the institution, the engine room of any nation, of any government, you have won the heart of that government. Benjamin Netanyahu is waiting and welcoming, everything that has to do with, because I listen to United States of America, ambassador to Hadbi. I pray that I'm able to get his name very correctly, where and to Israel, where he made it very clearly that Israel is seeking an alliance, and that is why they will recognize Biafra. I'm telling you, if you also look at the recent movement, Nigeria has come gradually winding up, because the United States government are not taking it any easy with Asurok, and that's why there's so much panic now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is just trying to say, I think his last president, if it's actually going to be before very soon, and it happens, then I told you, it's coming. It is coming. And remember, this goes pari passu with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's release. There's no two ways about that. So
it is a sign that Nnamdi Kanu will be released.
For those who watch that video, for them, the diplomatic, circle team of the IPOB is being headed by a Jewish woman, an Israeli woman called Raphael Mosu, married to an Igbo man. I don't know whether you understand these things that I'm saying. Yes, Rachel, it's not a funny thing. It did not start today. The movement we are saying did not start today. There has been series of debate in the Knesset Parliament about Biafra by the MKs. That's what they call them, the MKs. So on that note now, the mission is very clear. Now that the head of the entire Jewish Israeli parliament have now signed, that I, Omar Ohanna, which is an Igbo man, have now finally given his signatories to the recognition agenda. So what it means now, constitutionally, they have empowered the Prime Minister to officially recognize Biafra as a sovereign nation, thereby fulfilling the international law, like I stated before, that recognizes such an entity as a sovereign nation. That is the final thing. There's no two ways about it. And if you look at the commitment of the diplomatic team set up by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are also telling you, why these things are going the way it is going. There is going to be an authorization which Nigeria's government cannot reject over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court case. Appeal this, appeal that, cross appeal. How can a federal government now come from behind from the backyard and now questions on what a court to determine that the judgment that was given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by unfortunate James Omotosho should now be turned to death sentence? That is the cross appeal.
A lot of people are pressured. They say, why is the appeal taking long? Is it that because of the US? Is it because of the US and Israel putting pressure?
It cannot go. It has been exposed. Everything has been exposed to the international community. And with the present happening now, even both Yorubas and Hausas now, everybody is calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then how are you going to do it? It tells you that Nigeria has no consciousness. If Nigeria have national consciousness, I think by now, like they said that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was watching, the presidency was watching me in one of the places I granted the interview today. I don't care. Yes, that is the truth. Because yes, they mentioned it to me this morning. Maybe they're trying to tell me not to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No. I insisted I will speak about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also give a proper brief history about Biafra. And nobody has ever disputed my position in that regard. And I think come very clearly and fairly that our considerations of a Christian nation, like I wrote to Raleigh Moore this morning. Raleigh Moore, a US lawmaker, cannot say that he did not see my write-up today. He cannot. I wrote to him officially on his page, and I stated it very clearly that in as much as the laws that will not allow Islam to take over America, even though they are pushing to take over America today, American citizens are rising up and saying no, because the values and the foundation that created America was based on Christian values. In Israel today, for instance, you can see what is happening in the European Parliament today. Everything is centered on Nigeria. That Biafra will not come. Who told you that? Who told you that? And now people say, I'm talking too much about Biafra. Bros, that is the identity of liberation of every black man in Africa. As far as you are wearing this black hair. It's not funny. Because if you understand Nigeria, Nigeria is being designed by the feudalists. Nigeria is being designed by feudalism. And that is why we are questioning, is Sultan of Sokoto a traditional ruler?
What is a traditional ruler?
I'm asking you. That's the question.
He's a traditional ruler.
Are you sure he's a traditional ruler?
Position is traditional.
Oh, it's no longer spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's traditional.
Really? That they killed the last Igbo Hausa king, they are called, and renamed that place that was formerly called Gobi to Sokoto. It was not Sokoto Abidisho. Then is that place called the Caliphate representing Fulani or Hausa, representing a supreme council of Muslims in Nigeria, and also a traditional ruler? Okay, we must tell ourselves the truth. How come that the Sultan of Sokoto is a traditional ruler? Where is he written? Traditional ruler of who? And we still go ahead to call him the supreme leader of all the Muslims in Nigeria. Is that a traditional stool? I don't understand. So, these are some of the things that have been put in place. That how come Nigeria was officially registered in OIC by Babangida? Is it not a grand plan? Look at the foundation on which they have started making this arrangement to where we are. That it became very significant that the only thing they can do now is to weaponize the Islamization agenda. Because the Igbo people, the Igbo force, the Igbo nation has built a resistance against being Islamized. That was all. They turned it to arms struggle. And that is what I said to Rally Moore this morning. The killing continues, irrespective of United States warning. Look at what is happening in Middle Belt. People have been dying. People are still being killed on a daily basis. And we are asking, on that note of reality, according to EU Parliament, you can see the debate all over the world. People are questioning why Christians should die more than any other place in Nigeria. And that the only solution is to recognize a safe Christian state. A safe Christian state. A safe Christian state. It is too much to ask. In as much as Israel and Hamas cannot live together, why would Biafrans live with people who want to kill because of religion?
So Dakomo was clear, and he said it's our time the Christian in Biafra, it's our time the Christian in the South rise up and defend themselves, that any moment from now there might be revolution in Nigeria. He's telling Tinubu, be careful of the Islamization plan in Nigeria. Do you agree?
This is what Biafrans did. They lost over 6 million lives. Nigeria has never compensated Biafra for that. So if you watch what Ezekiel Dachumo is talking about today, you know, he's telling you that, you know, that they have completely been overrun, and that the only way that will save them, which has become a global, which has gained a global attention. Everywhere in the world, people are talking about Biafra. All nations all over the world are talking about Biafra. They knew that the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa is where they are today were because they are resistant force to weaponization of Islamic agenda in Nigeria. So that is the fact. So that's what we are saying, that, you know, the people of the Middle Belt who are Christians will have a refuge in Biafra land. As simple as that. Then allow those who believe in whatever they believe in terms of Islam and whatever to practice it. Since, you know, that they want to do it the way they want to do it, let them do it in their own way. Then allow the Christians to defend themselves. That's what the whole world is talking about. And that is what I wrote to Dalimore this morning. In line with what the Benjamin Netanyahu is doing at the moment now. That course is clear. That any moment from now, it will become a public and a global thing that the Israeli government under Benjamin Netanyahu, my brother, have finally recognized Biafra as a sovereign nation. Then that is where it is today. Thank you.